Greetings everyone, and Great here for another H-Bars 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the blue Malians, we have a 3D printed cat. Spawn on the top left side as the red Holy Room Empire, we have LoueMT. Let's see now, Malians. Malians have unique economic benefit through the mining pit. Mining pit provides extra gold generation, given stays alive, and as well as they can improve it by building nearby housing as well as mining camps. Does cost a bit of resources, but nothing too significant. Oh, wait a second. Let's slow down a bit. Do now have a proxy barracks being plopped by the Holy Room Empire player. And they can take that free gold, invest into eventually cattle ranchers as well, which you can pull out cows to collect some more food income. If you combine them both, you get a good solid base of income. Blue Empire does have a improved resource collection rate through the prelate, inspiring villagers to collect resources 40% faster. Is he eyeing? Okay, he's eyeing for some spearmen. Of course, he doesn't have access to Vanguard man-at-arms, only early man-at-arms of feudal age unit. Villager now taking time to torch down, throw some torches. The townsend arrows do not protect any of the housing. They're just going straight from the mining pit. Mine player will have enough gold income before you get to the next age. You now have the barracks being put on the field. When it comes to unique units, in feudal age, the Holy Empire player, of course, can play with the early man-at-arms, one of the hardest units to deal with the entire game. We've got the toll outpost going on in the field, trying to protect this mining pit through a toll outpost rather than barracks. He doesn't want to take time to invest into Donzo. We've got another outpost being put out over here, so a counterpart. Got a good number of spearmen now being employed on the field. The Malians do have almost entirely unique lineup. Only two units are not unique is the archer and the various siege weapons. Everything else they have is unique, and for that to engage the feudal age man-at-arms, which is usually the hardest thing to deal with, Malians can pull out the Musafati warrior, which will get bonus damage versus heavy, and they do also beat spearmen 1v1. So if someone deploys out mass man-at-arms or mix of man-at-arms and spearmen, it's probably a good idea to go for Musafati warriors. However, they'll classify as light melee, so they will see bonus damage from archers. So potentially a composition the Malian could deploy on this field is Musafati warrior, javelin thrower. Sofas also do bonus damage versus infantry, a very small pathetic amount, but they do get an early cheap heavy cav. However, they tend to be hard countered by various spearmen. It's easier to deal with heavy cav in age 2 than it is to deal with age 2 man-at-arms, in my opinion. Got another Monza quarry now being employed on the field, which is a landmark to allow him to get extra gold generation or stone generation of his choosing. A little bit of a stalemate of a fight. Neither side is going to win this. Both sides have put a lot of resources in this here. Holy Empire player has enough resources to advance the next age. I'm not sure what he's doing. And do have the Minwork Palace not being pulled field, the rare of the two feudal age landmarks. Holy Empire has access to very powerful feudal age landmarks. Lock-in Chapel is the most common one, which gives you a nice aura of plus 40% gathering rate. Minwork Palace, the lesser common two, is a blacksmith variant. You're gonna get your blacksmith technologies 40% cheaper and 40% faster, as those get 2 unique research. The 2 unique research gives your spearman +2 and your horseman +2 melee armor. So the Donzo's primary advantage of having +1 melee armor, a little bit extra health, is counteracted by that. The dude still maintains javelin throws a good support ability, but the Minwork Palace can make your spearman a bigger threat than Donzo. Additionally, having your horsemen get +2 melee armor means they become very comparable with Sofas. They both have 2 base melee armor then, or 2 melee armor. But also, though the sofas would do still a bit of bonus damage. Additionally, the other research is a heavy cav upgrade, giving your knights +2/+2 armor. Think armor clad, but just for the Holy Roman Empire knights. Because they get the heaviest cav in the game. Additionally, the fact that you also get research these technologies 40% cheaper and 40% faster means once you see your opponent's composition, you can immediately deploy out the armor counter to it almost quickly and cheaply. It combos really well for feudal age man-at-arms against most factions. You now have a proxy archer range and outpost going on up. It is going for the fortified outpost first before the arrow slits. 2 archer range deployed on the field, so he's like to go for faster, cheaper archers. Outpost has been put on the field, get some arrow hits there on these villagers. And right now as well, with these outposts in this region, he's actually having trouble getting some wood collection. He needs to deploy the lumber camp over here now. He doesn't have the arrow slit. The fortified outpost first. He doesn't have the arrow slit research just yet, which will increase the range of those arrows. Now going for another mining pit over here. Very nice. Now I do have some early man-at-arms on the field. Like I mentioned beforehand, Musfati Warriors will be a good counter, but a good counter to them would be archers. If his opponent does not deploy on his spearmen, then sofas would be generally good as well. Of course, if he starts seeing mass sofa, he'll like to go for them. We have actually both groups of forest puppers in this region as well with the Malian players, so he could get some good food collection there. And over here we got good food collection as well. It looks like the forest puppers spawn very close to each other. For both players. Scout advance forward, will spot this mining pit, or maybe not. Oh, thank you for the follow. Juan Carlos 864335. Looks like the scout does see a bit of fire there. Not yet a warrior scout. We do have 2 scouts in the field. We do have some Musfati warriors on the field, so my prediction of Javelin Thrower Musfati warrior was a relatively correct assumption. Javelin Throwers do have +1 range versus compared to archers. They have higher base damage, same tech speed as crossbows, and they get +4 base damage versus range damage versus range, making them an anti-range unit. They also get +3 pierce armor. So they're a counter unit, but however, the high base damage makes them actually a bit reasonable versus man-at-arms. You now have, looks like the pierce damage being researched by the Holy Roman Empire player. Arrow slit over here as well. Musfati warriors and javelin throwers are getting good numbers here. Blacksmith has been researched for the Malian player as well. We don't have the +2 armor research for the hardened spearmen just yet. Javelin throws, of course, not that great versus batter rams, and the tool outpost will go down. The Malian player has lost the mining pit over here. This mining pit is active and also actively being collected at. It does plot some palisade walls here. And I mentioned beforehand, it does have a good amount of deer and berries in that region, so there's a good amount of food there. So the Malian player has an adequate food supply. It does get out 1 set of cows for more food generation. Does take a bit of damage there, but none goes down. And the sheep are still being balked there. He doesn't have to train cows and collect them just yet with the amount of deer within the sphere of influence. Cows and deer do collect the same rate as well. Right now, his money supply is very minimal, so he can't afford to get out any more cattle ranches, so probably best to, yep, he's going to eye for some of the forest puppers. Now he's getting wheelbarrow. He does have siege engineering research. He's able to get that for cheaper and quicker. Another powerful aspect of the Merrick Palace. And I got 2 additional town centers being put up by the Holy Roman Empire player. He's done a good job of containing his opponent into his base, so now he's going to take the opportunity to boom. Boom. Not boom, but boom. We do now have the Warrior Scout moving around. We do have these forces skirting around. The Malian player is going for Siege Engineers. He's going to pull out some of his own battering rams. He has a handful of Musafati Warriors. Musafati Warriors, oh yeah, I just remembered something. Musafati Warriors can also camouflage. So you could try doing something with that to engage these forces. Another cow here. The cow is currently not inside the cattle ranch at the moment. So right now he could perhaps potentially tip it over. He may be inside the fences, but he's not inside the fence right now, that cattle. Veteran not being put on field, which help him cleave this region. Warrior Scout upgrade has been researched as well. We'll spot these forces. We'll take a bit of fire there. Warrior Scouts, they may be their version of the Horsemen. Weaker, cheaper, only cost food, and they do not get bonus damage versus range, which is important to note. So it's not a counter to the Archer. It doesn't have any inherent pierce armor as well, so Archers can be useful against Warrior Scouts. The only thing they have used to quote-unquote counter Archers is just simply their high mobility. We have the cattle ranch going up right there. It's designed for the Grand Fulani Corral, and maybe a bad place up there. Veteran's not making its way forward. The Musafati Warrior needs to start attacking apart. The cow needs to not be next to the battering ram. Luckily, it doesn't get auto-targeted. I don't know if cows can get auto-targeted by towers. Archer range will go down. I guess he doesn't want to risk receiving fire from the outpost. And now the Archer range has gone down, or has been set ablaze. Will like to go down. Aaron took a bit of damage there. This outpost does get cleaned up by the blue battering ram. Now we got the Warrior Scout does find a bit of harassment damage there. And you have the Bull Growl of Tall Something Blood Field, which is a ×4 barracks or ×5 barracks. It's also not putting out very aggressively. I think it would have been better go to Red Grease Cathedral, unless he really doesn't want to take time to invest in more barracks. So then again, he has lost all of his barracks. Oh nope, that barracks still there. But now he has a rapid producing barracks here. I suppose his opponent has also broken out, so he can't really reliably grab these relics. Relic does receive a lot of javelins. Got some sofas deployed on the field as well. Finds a good hit there on the villager. Apparently takes that many javelins to kill off the villager. Yeah, a bit of spread fire there. Does take out that archer there. Get some more hits on these archers. We see a bit of fire from the town center. It's getting some good hits there as well. Large number of arrows are firing away, that's how. And does get hit by multiple town center and multiple towers worth of arrows, so he's got to force him back, getting a little bit too overzealous. Does get a good volley there on the man-at-arms. As I mentioned before, and does have high base damage. Movement speed the same speed as archers and spearmen. So it's faster than man-at-arms. Of course, that can be counteracted by marching drills. Grand Fulani Corral on being put on the field. Okay, so there was enough space for that landmark there. Very good. Musafati Warriors may have got some good kills there. I'm not sure those look like all villagers, so the Musafati Warriors got some good kills. May have been camouflaged forward, I'm not sure. Right now, there's a larger force deployed on the field by the Former Empire player. The quality is also higher as well. These sofas will be useful. He needs to focus on those spearmen. The sofas can get some good damage there on these man-at-arms. Good damage there onto those archers. We do now have the Castaway Snipers from the Malian players going for imported armor and for the veteran sofa. cows also pushing way back. Banners making way forward. They do have the blunt weapons, so they do bonus damage versus heavy. And the veteran warrior scout upgrade, if he ever goes for that, will have the bonus damage versus range as well. But there's a large number of man-at-arms here. He needs to go for Musfati warriors against them, I would say. He has a good number of javelin throwers here. He does have +2 pierce armor, so these javelin throwers are doing minimal damage at the moment. And no Musfati warriors. I was going to try to torch down this battering ram. He does lose full cattle ranches, but they're relatively cheap to replace. Mans are streaming their way in. We do not have the veteran Musafati warrior research. And getting some Musafatis on the field. We just have too many cavalry. Ooh, a large number of idle villagers there. Being tasked with berries. There's of course more force focus you could claim if he doesn't have enough time to micro that. Now he's trying to hit these villagers there. Also, men are just getting overwhelmed by those sofas. Musfati warrior now engaging. That Musfati warrior does go down. Got additional Musfati warrior on the field right here. Only does +15 damage versus heavy, so they do 24 damage against heavy, which is good. They do also move at a decent speed. They move the same speed as Palace Guard as well. Alright, more of these villagers. He actually did a good amount of cow tipping there, so he can pull out a mill, so he can go ahead and claim up the cows quickly. Cows do collect the same rate as deer, and so there's a good amount of food here. Got an idle cow there, could be tasked into this cattle ranch. Cattle ranches are affected by the food research as well, so he does not have any of that. So these cows are providing just regular base income, improved. Also he does provide, of course, +20 food per minute, which is separate. Does not get affected by the food research by the Grand Florani Corral. Sofas making their counterattack. We do have a mass spearman being played by a Holy Empire player. Hopefully he does have the increased melee armor for them. He does not have that research at the moment. Oh no, he does. He just got it. I just remember seeing +0 beforehand, but now he does have it. So now these veteran spearmen have +2 melee armor thanks to his unique research. We do now have the keep not being pulled on the field. Spearmen now trying to pursue these sofas. I'm not sure who will win the fight within buffed spearman versus Musfati warrior. Beforehand, the Musfati warrior do win, and they do have the same base cost of 80. Of course, one costs wood, one costs gold. A +2 melee armor could change that math. Musfati warriors do 9 damage over 1.8 attack speed, so we'll just say it does do less damage. Spearmen do have a slower attack speed, does 9 damage. And they become very, very comparable. So let's do get some good hits there. Blue has also a good number of villagers, but red is starting to lose a handful of villagers as well. Right now these veteran sofas do have 7 pierce armor, so these arrows will only do 1 damage each. Eventually hit some of these villagers as well. Upgrading the Warrior Scout, the Veteran Warrior Scout research, which will give them pulse damage versus the range units, of course. Takes out a village there, a couple spearman hits as well. Now these veteran sofas are trying to run away. They should be able to escape out over here, but the Lion just kill off. Nope, don't kill off no villager there. More sofas facing on forward. Do still got a good number of spearmen here. Thanks to martial drills, these guys can move very fast, same speed as Musfadi warriors. Really, that melee increase does make them very comparable to the Musfadi warriors. Granted, they do both get different bonus damage. Spearmen, of course, only get bonus damage as cavalry, but a greater amount. Musfadi warrior does get bonus damage as heavy, lesser amount, but more targets. Good damage there on the sofa from Meganell. Does go ahead and burn down that wall. He finds a great hit there in those archers. Archers, of course, do wounds damage to light melee. Perfect for fighting against those spearmen. And the Holy Empire players are starting to make some crossbows in, which will be very effective versus the sofas. Horse puppet is not currently being claimed. The cows are being cleaned on up now. He does have 5 cow ranches. Has a cow on the outside, actually 3 cows on the outside. You can leave the last 2 cows not inside cow ranches and just eat those after probably eating the forest puppers. Poison arrow now researching for the Malians. And these are spearmen. They should be able to take out the veteran sofa, no problem. Sofa's now made a breach over there. Got a good number of archers here to hit the spearmen as well. Holy Empire player does have a good amount of gold stored on up. Has a keep and collecting the stone and gold up here. Let's take a look at the map's resources. Got a bit of stone here, partially grabbed. So good gold deposit here. And this one could be grabbed by red as well. When it comes to gold and stone, we do have a mining pit here with no upgrades. We do have stone and gold down here, and now we're going to be obtaining red sphere of influence. So it looks like overall red is doing better with map control when it comes to collecting up the gold. Of course, Malians can always do trade. Then the total outpost will improve as traders to 50%. And it's too late to get the Saharan trade network for the improving the total outpost by a bit of extra food as well for taxable income. But the Malians still have a good potential for a trade avenue. Got some stone walls being plowed by the Malian player. You know, it's actually been a while since I've seen Malians actually deploy out stone walls. I actually rarely ever see it. Most of the time you just blow out palisade walls and that's about it. And honestly, they do get a unique version of the stone walls as well when it comes to graphical design. We do have some traders not being put on the field as well. Very nice. Their traders are still standard 60-60 cost. Now we do have the Elsbach Palace not being put on the field. The rare of the Holy Roman Empire Age 4 landmarks. Most of the time people go to the Palace Swabia to get a very powerful town center. Elsbach Palace is a keep that also, in its structures within sphere of influence, will take reduced damage. So it really amplifies the higher defensive nature of the Holy Roman Empire. With the emergency repairs, cheaper weapon upgrades, and all that sort. Do they get cheaper keeps as well? This one. And right now the Malian player is selected. Nope, they don't get cheaper keeps. But their weapons, their upgrades for the towers, of course, becomes cheaper. got a bit of a clusterfuck here. And he fought Red should delete his own walls there a little bit sooner. Now he's trying to make his way forward. Archer's getting some great damage there onto those spearmen. Springald's getting some great hits there. And now with the elite spearman research. Now the spearman's trying to engage these archers, able to get some good damage onto them. Malian archers do get their combat sprint away, able to get some extra distance. Their base move speed is slower than the marching drill spearmen. So if it does go down there, these archers do get the combat sprint there, able to start a step away. Of course, got some man arms mix up in, which do have the intuitive weapons upgrade as well. Spearman brace there, doesn't get any sofas. More sofa not turning forward. He's whittled down his bonus force enough for him to counterattack. We do now have the elite horse, veteran horseman, the elite horseman research for the Holy Roman Empire. Over here, wait. How did Red get a bunch of villagers right there? There's now a bunch of red villagers in the back line. The cows are protected inside of the cattle ranches for the time being. But oh, that's also where the Elsbach palaces are intended to be deployed on the field. Maybe that was just a keep marker there. Either way, Red's going to deploy out keep inside his opponent's back line. He does have siege engineers, so he plans to deploy out some batting rams. Now another keep being pulled out here. He does get all of his cows into the cattle ranches. Red's spearman advancing forward. Blue does have a defensive keep here. There's another defensive keep here, which is the sphere of influence of the Elfbach cows, so it will receive less bonus damage, or just less damage. Spearman will go down. Got some forks now mixed on in, and Blue does back up the game now. This is Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.